Yo, what is up guys? It's Pedro here, and we got some breaking news for the Washington football team. So the Washington football team and defensive tackle Jonathan Allen have reached an agreement on a 4-year, $72 million extension that includes a $30 million signing bonus. So the Washington football team and Ron Rivera are locking down part of their defensive line. So we'll obviously talk about that in today's video and what this means for Daron Payne, Tim Settle, Matt Ioannidis' future in DC. So if you guys are new, make sure to subscribe for Washington and NFL content. I'm trying to get to 6,000 subscribers, so it would really mean a lot if you guys could subscribe to me and help me get there. So let's get right into the video. So we've been hearing reports about this, about a possible deal for a while now, and they finally got this deal done right before training camp. This is really Ron Rivera's first big deal that he's gotten done, since he took over. Chase Roulier in Washington got a long-term extension, but that wasn't a huge deal. I'm happy that Washington at least got one of their defensive linemen locked down for another 4 years. So he's under contract for this year and then 4 years after that. I really like this deal. 4 years, $72 million, about $18 million per year. And that might seem like a ton right now, but if he has a big year this year, that number, if Washington wanted to get it done after this season, would be even more than $18 million, and the cap is going to continue to go up. So this deal isn't bad at all. You see Jonathan Allen right there saying Washington for life. Obviously grew up in the DMV area, homegrown talent, and wants to stay here for life. That's what he said. He's here for at least 5 more years. So I absolutely love that right there. You look at Washington's defensive line, Montez Sweat 24, Daron Payne 24, Jonathan Allen 26 years old, and Chase Young 22 years old. And they're also forgetting Tim Settle and Matt Ioannidis. And I really wanted to get a deal done with, I obviously want to get everyone. We want to keep everyone on the defensive line. But we got Jonathan Allen done. We'll see if we're able to get Daron Payne, a deal done with him. It's going to be tough, but maybe they can do it. You look at where this ranks, amongst defensive or interior defensive tackles in the NFL. I'll read it right here. Jonathan Allen's new contract averages $18 million per year, which ranks 5th most among interior defensive linemen. So, that's pretty good in my opinion, because obviously, there's some of those guys in the top 5 that got paid, a few years ago when the market was lower. So in a couple years, he won't even be top 5. It'll be like 10th overall, because so many guys are going to continue to get paid. Jonathan Allen didn't have, an amazing year in terms of, sacks and stuff, but he still had a really productive year. Had an 83.7 pass rush grade in 2021, 5th among interior defensive linemen. So, matches up right there with where he got paid. And he didn't have those huge sack totals this year, but he was wrecking havoc out there in the run game and in the passing game as well. Just couldn't get the quarterback down, but still had a great year. And he has shown an ability to get to the quarterback in the past. In 2018 had 8 sacks, 2019 6 sacks, and last year he had 2 sacks, but 62 total tackles, had a safety as well. He played really well last year, and I'm glad we were able to get a deal done with him. He's a great guy for the culture. I mean, it's exactly what Ron Rivera and Martin Mayhew, all these guys want in a player. That's Jonathan Allen, great player on the field and off the field as well. I mean, you just go ahead, look up some of his press conference. I mean, you can tell he's a guy that Ron Rivera and Ron Rivera and company want to keep in the building. So we got him locked down for 5 years. Now we're going to see. It's going to be tough to keep all these other guys locked down. I really wanted to get a deal done with Daron Payne as well, because he's super young. I mean, look at that, 20. He's the same age as Montez Sweat, and I think he has a freakish ability. Got great athleticism. I think he had 3 sacks last year. Was great in the run game. Also had 3 forced fumbles. We'll see though. It's going to be tough, obviously, to keep Jonathan Allen, Daron Payne, Tim Settle, and Matt Ioannidis. Pretty much impossible. So I really think that this likely will be Tim Settle's last year in Washington, just because, he wants to go to a place where he's going to be the starter, because that's really where he's going to, be able to get money. And, now with Jonathan Allen getting locked down and Daron Payne is still under contract for this year, and, picking up the 5th-year option, he'll be under contract for the year after that as well. So I really do think Tim Settle will be gone after this year, but maybe we can get a comp pick for him, because he's probably going to get a solid deal somewhere else. That's just my thoughts right there. And I'm really happy that Washington was able to, get this deal done before the season started, because, if they didn't, obviously, Jonathan Allen would probably, be going into free agency unless the Washington football team franchise tagged him, and we don't want to go through all of that again. And like I said earlier in the video, you want to get this deal done now with these players. You really want to get your deals done with all these players after their 3rd season when they're eligible for an extension, because let's say, Jonathan Allen, let's say we didn't give him an extension, but we still wanted to try to get a deal done next offseason. Well, let's say, he was still as disruptive as he was last year, but just got a few more sacks because, he just wasn't able to get down the quarterback, but he was still super, super disruptive. So if he was able to do that, but add a few sacks onto that total, I mean, his, total, price would probably jump to like 19 or $20 million a year. And every year you wait, the salary cap continues to go up, and the more you will have to pay in the future. So I'm excited that they were able to get the deal done, and I think they should, try to do the same thing with Daron Payne if they can. But it's going to be hard again, especially if they want to go after a big name quarterback next offseason. It's going to be hard to pay all this, this whole defensive line. Chase Young's going to come up in a few years. Montez Sweat, obviously, Daron Payne. Ioannidis is still under contract for 2 seasons, but it's going to be tough. But we'll see if Washington is able to do it. But I think like next year, Terry McLaurin, after this season, try to get an extension done as soon as you can, because you're going to get him for cheaper now rather than waiting till his 4th or 5th year like they did for Jonathan Allen. But I'm still excited they were able to get a deal done, because there's been a lot of talk with all these players, Brandon Sheriff, even Ronald Darby. There was a lot of hope that deals would get done, and finally we got a somewhat big name player getting a deal done. We got him locked down for 5 years, so super, super excited about that. He's great for the culture, and I think he's gonna have a great year this year, knowing he already got his money. But, we will see, though. I want to hear what your guys' thoughts on Jonathan Allen's contract extension. Do you think it was the right move? I think, I'm happy they extended him. I still really, like I said, want to see Daron Payne. I like him a little bit more, but still really like Jonathan Allen. And also let me know what you guys think this means for Daron Payne, Tim Settle, and even Matt Ioannidis. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and turn on notifications so you never miss a video, guys. I am so excited for this deal, but also training camp is tomorrow, and it is going to be fun, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Peace.